Hey, what's going on, everybody? Haskins here. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Today, I spent most of my day grinding materials in our Craftopia LEGO survival world so that I can show you every single prefab build that came with the Beachside Boulevard bundle. And also, stick around because I'm going to show you a custom build that I put together myself. And I may be putting out some tutorials on these things in the future, but I just wanted to review these for you all today and let you know my honest opinions and whether or not this was worth the 1900 V-Bucks. All right, so the first one we're going to be taking a look here is this Shore Shack. Now, this one is the smallest and easiest one to put together. There's only 4 stages. The upfront cost is going to be 5 granite, and then it's going to take 27 wood and an additional 5 granite to finish this thing. So let's take a look. You can get pretty neat with these things. I added a little bit of a wooden walkway leading up to it with some stairs and some railings. Now, this does have a door on it. I haven't done anything spectacular in here, but I did put some of the new pieces in here. We have the floaties. We have another like inner tube and some snorkeling gear over here and a broom. So this one was super quick to put together. Like I said, the materials it's very light on materials. This one is mostly used for just maybe a filler piece where you can add some pool toys and different things like that inside. So nothing crazy, but I think overall it looks great. Let's go around the backside to see what this looks like. Again, pretty plain, nothing special. Looks like one of the pillars got taken out by a tree I chopped down, but hey, that's okay. We'll put that back later. Okay, so next, these are called the Hideaway. These are smaller builds. Let's take a look. So this one has 10 stages. Again, this is really easy to construct. This is going to be 14 granite upfront cost, and then 73 wood and 14 granite to complete. These ones, in my opinion, look really nice next to each other like this. You can maybe put 4 or 5 in a row and make these little villager huts. Could put some beds in here, and there's also some room underneath for storage. These ones aren't the craziest build, but really easy to put together and very low cost to build. I think they look great. All right, so this next build is the Lifeguard Tower. This is another easy one to put together. We got an upfront cost of 9 granite, 64 wood, and 9 to complete, and then 11 stages to finish this one off. It's not the greatest looking thing, and it doesn't have a lot of room. Also, I want to say the granite foundation under these, I plan to knock these out. I think it looks much better with just having the sand underneath them, like I did with this custom build here. But anyways, yeah, this one's an easy one to put together, nothing spectacular. Another one where you can maybe throw a villager bed in here or something like that. The only other cool thing I think you could do with these is build it to specs for the prefab and then maybe join this to an existing building. All right, next up here we have this beach pavilion. Now, I did modify this one a bit. I'll go over those in just a moment, but let's talk about the cost. So this one now has 9 stages. There's 31 granite upfront cost, 106 wood, and 31 granite to complete. I love the look of this one, especially over the water like this. Now, if you notice, when you look at the prefab itself, it has that ugly granite foundation underneath. So what I did was I knocked that whole entire thing out underneath, and I put supports that run all the way down to the seafloor. Makes it look sturdy, makes it look realistic, and in my opinion, a lot better than having those foundations underneath. So moving up top, I also made another adjustment off the back here. The original build has stairs like this with railings. I knocked those out, and I just made a little ledge to fish off of. So really a nice touch in my opinion. And then coming down here, I built these supports that go all the way down to the seafloor as well to make it look as realistic as possible. This, in my opinion, is a lot cooler than the first couple that I showed you and has a much better use case. I could see having, the food processor and some things in here to do a lot of your fishing and storing fish away. That's what I plan on using it for. So again, overall, I think this is a really cool build. So these next 3 are where the cost and the amount of time to construct goes up a little bit. This one we're looking at here is the Swimmin Shop. This one has 21 stages in total with 37 granite upfront cost, 209 wood, and 37 granite to complete. I love the look of this one. This staircase in the front here looks really neat. We've got a cool little deck off the top. And then when you move on the inside, there's a decent amount of space here, so where you can put in some like countertops and actually make this look like a swim shop. This back door here and go down these stairs, and there is a lower level that you can enter. You can make this like a storage room. It's got basement vibes going on in here. And then, yeah, when you head out, we've got the awesome beach back here, which I do plan on putting a lot of those new decorative pieces in. I'm not going to showcase those here today. Unfortunately, I didn't have the right materials to get all of those built at this base just yet. All right, so this is the second to last prefab build in this bundle. This one is called the Lil Beach House. This has 31 stages with a 52 granite upfront cost, with 248 wood and 52 granite to complete. I love the look of this one overall. I think the prefabs are a nice way to get things moving quickly, become familiar with the parts that this build has to offer, and just being able to see how to construct something that's not just a square box and give it some detail. So we'll start by looking at this upper floor here. We've got some bay windows, a decent amount to put maybe a bed and some dressers and some storage up top. You have a nice deck off the front here. There's also another deck on this lower level. Now this one's chopped up a little bit. You've got this this bedroom where you can turn into like a bathroom or something. Here's the living room area. And then we have a doorway that heads off the back where you can jump down here and take a look. There's area underneath here for storage or whatever you'd like to build. You can even put up walls and make this another room or like a basement down here if you wanted to. And I think overall this one is a really nice build and took a little bit to put together, but it wasn't difficult at all. All right, so this will be the last prefab we look at before checking out the custom build that I'm showing you right now over there. This one is called the Beach House. Now this is by far the longest one to construct with a whopping 54 stages. This has a 50 granite upfront cost with 402 wood and 50 granite to complete. I think this one looks spectacular. I did add these railings up front here to dress it up a bit in this stair set. Now I ran out of wood, so I'm gonna have to do a lot more grinding tomorrow to finish off all of these awesome builds, but let's take a look on the inside. So on the first floor, this one's really a strange setup. I think you could open this up by taking these walls out, but you've got these rooms, one on the right and one on the left, and there's actually no stairs that take you up to the second floor from in here, which is kind of odd. Now if you come out to the back, it looks awesome. I think this little tower on the right is pretty cool. You've got to go up here to get into the second story, which can also be accessed from the front here. A nice spacious deck on the front and the back of this one. Actually, no, I take that back. There's no deck on the back. And then you have some stairs that you can go up here to the top of this tower, which, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of useless in my opinion. It just looks cool. You got a nice lookout vantage point. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this one. It looks great from the outside. I think it's going to take a lot of work to redesign the interior or make this useful, but that's exactly why I made this bad boy right here. So let's get into the tour of this. All right, so last but certainly not least, this is my custom design that I put together, and believe it or not, I built this before I touched any of the prefabs. After looking at the list of parts that this came with, they're very, very reminiscent of stuff that already existed in the game. So as you know, I've built a ton of stuff. I was very comfortable using these parts and already had the ideas in my head. So let's get a look at what this thing looks like on the inside. All right, so we head in here. I haven't put a second story in here. I left it open. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in terms of decorating just yet. I just wanted to get all these structures together before I started putting in any furniture and things like that. Now you could walk out onto the back in this amazing view of the ocean where we have another island across the way. I might expand this out that way a little bit. We'll see. Not really sure what I'm going to do just yet, but this deck basically wraps around all the way to the front and here on the side. I constructed these overhangs that I thought turned out really nice. The roof actually joins to the house, and it's a nice little touch in my opinion. Rather than just having this deck wrap around, I wanted to add a little bit more character to this build, so that's why I put those in. Now, if you head underneath, you'll notice there is an actual wall like I was talking about earlier where you can build more of like a basement. But instead of a basement here, what I did was I turned this into a boat launch. So if you come in here, I left the sand. I didn't even put floors down. It's very bare bones right now. But what I do is I actually build a very simple craft that floats. All it is a dynamic foundation, 2 large thrusters, and a switch. Trust me, use it. You can get from here to that other island in a flash, and it's very cheap to build. I find it to be the most effective way of getting across the water if you don't have those swim charms. Now, I said at the beginning I would tell you whether or not I feel like this is worth 1,900 V-Bucks. So in my honest opinion, I will say absolutely. And now hear me out. This is why. Somebody who's played Fortnite Battle Royale for many years, I've spent countless amount of dollars on skins. Now, a legendary skin, even in today's world, is 2,000 V-Bucks. Now, it is a single skin, most of which, in my opinion, I use a few times and they sit in my locker untouched. So when we talk about 1900 V-Bucks to be able to construct all of these things already pre-built, and then being able to let your imagination run wild and build structures like this, I feel like 1900 V-Bucks is a no-brainer for this pack. Don't forget that this also includes 44 different decor items. Now, I haven't showcased a lot of those today because I didn't have the materials. I will be doing another follow-up video on this village as I deck it out and start to really detail all of the areas surrounding and not just have a bunch of sand in the middle, so stay tuned for that. But let me know in the comments what your thoughts are now after seeing all these prefabs. Do you think it's worth it? Do you plan on buying this, or did Epic release this too soon and they should be focusing more on, stabilizing the core gameplay, which I do agree they need to do. But as a builder, I was getting a little bit bored of the current stuff that they had, so I had no problems paying for this. I think these buildings look absolutely amazing. Now, doing the custom builds, in my opinion, is where it's at, but there's nothing wrong with putting prefabs together every now and then. I hope you found value in today's video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more LEGO Fortnite content. I have tons of tutorials and a lot of stuff planned for the future. Thank you so much. Have a good one. We'll catch you in the next video.